And we're going to see how long this lasts, right? Yeah. It is Cloris. Welcome to the Militant Moderate Podcast. I'm your host, Paul Michael Bolin, and my co-host today would be the lovely, the enchanting Cloris. Yeah. Is she not just the cutest freaking thing? So, actual collusion with Russia. Of course, it's not what you think. This is not going to work. Okay, we're done. Trying to get the little pause. No bite. No bite. No. Okay, that's good. That's good. Don't make Daddy do that. You made Daddy do that. Okay. Yes, Cloris didn't work out so well. He was not happy outside, so Hi, this is the Militant Moderate Podcast. I'm your host, Paul Michael Bolin. No cats were actually harmed during the making of this video. No cats were harmed during the making of this video. Stay. Looks like we've actually proved collusion with Russia, but probably not in the way that you think. I don't care. Article came out on the Hill.com, which is a pretty establishment left-leaning platform. I heard the belch in here. Entitled, FBI Uncovered Russian Bribery Plot Before Obama Administration Approved the Controversial Nuclear Deal with Moscow. Hey, Uranium One deal? That's what this is referring to. Before the Obama administration approved the controversial deal in 2010, which gave Moscow control of a large swath of American uranium, the FBI had gathered substantial evidence that Russian nuclear industry officials were engaged in bribery, kickbacks, extortion, money laundering, designed to grow Vladimir Putin's atomic energy business inside the U.S., according to government documents and interview that they have found. Now, Uranium One is the firm that became known under Russian ownership and controls 1/5 of uranium mining capacity in the United States, a sizable share. And again, this is from the Hill article. For this reason alone, the wisdom of approving Russia's takeover should be called into question. I've seen Trump talk about how we gave them 20% of our uranium. It's kind of worse than that. We gave them 20% of our uranium production. It's a hell of a lot more than we have now, because this will go on for a while. Also from the article. The FBI, Energy Department, and court documents reviewed by the Hill show, in fact, gather substantial evidence that well before the committee's decision that the main Russian overseeing Putin's nuclear expansion inside the U.S. was engaged in wrongdoing starting in 2009. He had been interviewed by 2004. Why is this important, and why is Hillary Clinton's name attached to that? Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State at the time. Such a sizable sign-over of our uranium production had to be approved by the Secretary of State, i.e. Hillary Clinton, who was the Secretary of State at the time. Obtained eyewitness account, also backed by documents, indicating that Russian nuclear officials had routed millions of dollars to the U.S. designed to benefit former President Bill Clinton charitable foundation during the time Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State, and served in a government body that provided favorable decision to Moscow, according to sources on the Hill. Now, rather than bring immediate charges, in 2010, the Department of Justice continued investigating the matter for nearly 4 more years, essentially leaving the American public and Congress in the dark about the Russian nuclear corruption on U.S. soil during a period which the Obama administration made 2 major decisions benefiting Putin's commercial nuclear ambitions. Yeah, Hillary and Putin kind of pals at this point. Kind of seems it, right? Also from the article. Then attorney Eric Holder was among the Obama administration officials joining Hillary on the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States, which that's what the deal had to be approved through. And the time the Uranium One deal was approved, Eric said he basically didn't know squat. Kind of hard to believe. Also, former Representative Mike Rogers of Michigan, who chaired the House Intelligence Committee during the time of the FBI probe was being conducted, told The Hill that he had never been told anything about the Russian nuclear corruption case, even though many fellow lawmakers had serious concerns about the Obama administration's approval of the Uranium One deal. Yeah. Mike Rogers was quoted as saying, not providing information on a corrupt scheme before the Russian uranium deal was approved by U.S. regulators and engaged in appropriate congressional committees has served to undermine U.S. national security interests by the very people charged with protecting them. And he said, the Russian efforts to manipulate our American political enterprises is breathtaking. Yeah. Being that a member of the House Intelligence Committee, he should have known about that. That's kind of what that committee's for. You also might have heard that eventually did catch up to him, and
Vadim Mikerin
was arrested December 15, 2015. The Justice Department put out a release stating that
Vadim Mikerin,
a former Russian official residing in Maryland, was sentenced to 48 months in prison and had to forfeit more than $2.1 million. Yeah. Okay. They don't say where that money actually came from, but I'm sure it's not hard to find out. That's not the stickiest part of this. According to documents that were found via WikiLeaks, individuals related to Uranium-1 and Eurasia, including Gustra and Telfer, were all involved in this Uranium-1 deal, donated close to $145 million to the Clinton Foundation. Not directly, through another parent company. If this doesn't sound like money laundering to you, I don't know what is. Hashtag, I could not be any less with her. So, to sum up, right around the time that the deal went through, literally like a day later, Bill Clinton got paid $500,000 to do one speaking engagement for a Russian bank, for a bank that was also a part of that Uranium-1 deal. Right around the time the Uranium Deal 1 was signed, Clinton himself was paid close to $500,000 to do one speech for a banking institution that was involved in the Uranium-1 deal. Are you starting to see a pattern here, guys? Are you starting to see why a lot of us couldn't deal with how corrupt she was? And was willing to go with Orange Julius Caesar? Now, Trump tweets, uranium deal to Russia with Clinton help and Obama administration knowledge was the biggest story the fake media doesn't want to follow. Well, I'm seeing a lot of places that this story isn't happening. And nobody's going anywhere near it. So he kind of does have a point. But Don, you have the power to have this investigated, okay? Oddly enough, at the time that the deal was happening, the FBI director was Robert Mueller. You know, guy currently in charge of the whole Russian collusion. Maybe he can actually investigate something. Now, if Trump actually colluded with Russia to win our election, yeah, let's bring him up on charges. But I would kind of like to see some evidence. And in a future show, I will be going over that unintelligent report that that was put out about the Russian collusion. Everybody's now wants to go, of course Trump was involved with Russia. Remember Trump vodka? Which, for the record, was made by a company in Connecticut.
Trump vodka. Trump vodka. It's the best vodka that you'll ever taste. It's there. T&T. Trump and tonic. It's going to be the best drink it's ever.
Don, I love your tweets. It's transparency. They sometimes scare the hell out of me. But still, investigated, for crying out loud. To sum up, so far, the only collusion that we've seen anything with Russia was basically the Obama administration. It included Hillary Clinton and a bit of Bill Clinton. Ew. Vadim Mikerin. Don't look at me. Okay, that's just creepy. To sum up, as soon as the cameraman stops laughing.
I think I'm good.
You sure? Okay, I hope we recorded that. You literally said, I'm good. Are you sure? To sum up, this story should be front page news everywhere, but it's not. Even earlier, when I was trying to find this story on Google, where I typed in latest Russian, and then I typed Trump, and I got all sorts of stuff. But I typed in latest Clinton scandal session. So I type in latest Russian, then I type in C, collusion news, L. The second I type in L, I don't get any suggestions anymore. I type in Clinton, and there's nothing there. More people should be talking about this. More people should be angry by this on both sides of the aisle. This needs to be investigated. Hopefully this needs to be prosecuted. I think that an investigation should happen. I think Mueller should actually take a look at it, maybe look at some actual collusion that should happen. Because this clearly looks like money laundering. This clearly seems like they were peddling influence. This is not even getting anywhere near the coverage that it deserves. This has been the Militant Moderate Podcast. I'm your host, Paul Michael Bolin. please click like and subscribe. Share it everywhere. Share the Hill article everywhere. Link down below. And, of course, leave a comment down there, how you think I completely got this wrong and Hillary's a saint. I know you're out there. They're all over the internet. And try to be nice to one another. All right?